Now, a couple of suggestions with how to best work around the auction restrictions, because that was one of the first things that a number of people have questioned. Like I said, gang, if I have more than 10 people registered to come to an auction, if we have the problem of that, that is a bloody good problem to have, if you ask me. So there's a few really quite simple ways to get around this. One of the obvious concerns is the fact that if you're doing it on site, what's to stop neighbours coming and watching as well? Valid question. Simple truth is you can't stop them from going to the front lawn or to the edge of their property without coming onto the street and then watching. You can't stop that from happening. If you are insistent on doing them out the front of the property, one thing that I would suggest that you go and get yourself from Bunnings, do a little click and collect quickly. Maybe go and get yourself a few cones of some description, or get, if you've got A-frame OFI boards or something along those lines, mark out an area that the registered buyers can be within. Mark an area out so that you can at least show, if not, at least show that this is the border. So it's like, right, you're allowed to if you spectate out of this area, that is entirely on you. But within this area, it's registered people only allowed into this vicinity. If you're really struggling with that, you can always do it in the backyard of places or whatnot as well, right? You can always restrict the people that are coming to watch by having it in a restricted area. So you could gate off a driveway, for example, and have everybody in the driveway, or you can have everybody in the backyard that is registered, so that people that aren't registered to come to the auction can't get in the home. Okay, you can get your way around this. Now, in reality, there is probably going to be neighbors that will say, look, you can't stop me from walking up and down my street, all right? Of course there's going to be those types of people, but as long as you've made it abundantly clear that you're doing everything you possibly can to make sure that you're doing the right thing with those registered bidders, you'll be okay. You will be okay. All right, and make sure that your registered bidders have all got the PPE, as per normal. Now, the auctioneer, when they call the auction, they are allowed to take their masks off. All right, for the purposes of calling the auction. Don't know about you, but I can't even walk without my glasses steaming up, right, when I've got my mask on. So trying to call an auction was just going to be an absolute disaster. It was going to be, I might as well have just done it blindfolded. So you don't have to have your mask on when you're doing when you're actually calling the auction, which is great. Okay. It is so good to see that we can do on-site auction and take advantage of this sheer volume of buyers that are kicking around with the lowest interest rates known to man. It is insane how many people can still get out there and buy with the shortage of stock as well. This is an opportunity, gang, for us to really help our vendors out in a massive way, which is amazing. So good. I would love to see virtual and on-site coming together. Having someone within your team with a laptop or an iPad and some bidders that couldn't make it to the auction that are there on Zoom bidding via the person that's got the iPad or the laptop or whatever. All right. In the UK, they do this all the time, like all the time. They'll always have someone with online bidders stood or sat next to the auctioneer. And it's just a no-brainer for me. Gavel have been doing it for a long time. Anywhere Auction's been doing it for a long time. All of those platforms have had this capability, yet we've been really shy of taking it on. But now we've had to use those things a lot more. So therefore, we've got a real opportunity to just create a whole nother level of dynamic when it comes to auctions. A whole nother level. And it's super exciting. Right? It's so exciting. The amount of, interstate investment or, going out to regional or whatever. You can have these people there now. So exciting, gang. I would highly, highly recommend a hybrid. So as Phil mentioned, hybrid auctions here to stay. I bloody well hope so. I hope so. I've been trying to champion this for God knows how long because I know what it's like in the UK. I know how it works in the UK. But they'll hopefully, thankfully, people really take that on board and be a lot more dynamic, and and therefore be a lot more open with their diaries as well. So you'll have bidders that might not be able to make it on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night or on a Sunday morning or something like that, right? But they can still be entertained. Now we've got a much greater acceptance about technology. It's wicked. It is such a cool thing. All right. So gang, let's just think a little bit more openly. Let us take the lessons that we've learned and then look at bringing them together and taking the best of everything and using it all at the same time.